All right, everyone, happy Thursday. King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon here with you. We actually saw a decent amount of sunshine here this afternoon. Now, more clouds will be arriving, and we'll expect those clouds to eventually bring more rain as we head into the forecast Friday and through the weekend. Highs will be mildish, though, in the low 50s. It's next work week that we have the big change that's going to be coming. Colder temperatures, lower snow levels, and maybe some pretty impressive, maybe big time snow for the mountains on the way for us. Could even be low enough for a few snowflakes in our foothill communities too. We'll get into that here in just a second. First, wanted to show you temperatures here across the nation, and we got a lot of that cold air locked up across the eastern side of Canada. It's not really even across the eastern side of the U.S., although we do have some cooler air over there. It's really what's happening off to the north, where you can see those temperatures, which are currently sitting in the low 20s up across parts of the northern tier of the U.S. Well, you got also some pretty chilly numbers up into Canada, kind of indicated by some of those colors that you see up here in those purples and even some of those very light purples, even pinks popping up here near Hudson Bay. That's going to be tugged over towards the east, and we're going to get some of that cold air, to the west, and we're going to get some of that across parts of the western U.S. as we head on into next week. So looking at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, not really seeing a whole lot of that popping up out here towards the middle and latter part of the month. You can see Climate Prediction Center actually indicating that we could see warmer temperatures between those dates, the 13th through the 19th. But it's what's happening next week that's going to be the big thing. And also with the colder air in place, the above average precipitation that's expected to be with us as we head on into that point and even later on into the month. So we are going to have a pretty favorable setup for mountain snow to break out here. And again, we're running pretty low on our snowpack, so this is going to be great news for us, and we'll get into some of the numbers here in just a bit. Let's talk about that 7-day forecast. Next few days for us, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Highs all in the low 50s, rain out there, and also expecting to see some milder overnights. Temperatures only in the low to mid 40s. Now, there are going to be heavier pockets of rain, but it shouldn't be too widespread or too long-lived for any of these days. By the time we head on into Sunday and more so into Monday, that's when we'll see more of the prolonged period of rain with some atmospheric moisture. That's going to be our atmospheric river moisture that will be heading our way. But yeah, we're quieting things down here and ending off Thursday pretty nicely. A lot of sunshine there, looking up this way towards Hansville. Beautiful shot of that. And then also you can see some sun from our Bellingham cameras. Things are looking pretty beautiful here into the end of the day. Now, clouds have arrived and should continue to thicken as we head on into the night here around Everett and also here around Seattle. As currently temperatures are in the low 50s, should drop down into those mid 40s as we head on into the night. Here's the forecast. Mostly cloudy skies, not much rain really to speak of, though we'll keep things pretty quiet in terms of the shower activity, as you see very little really popping up here across parts of western Washington right now. A little more as you head farther south, closer to that Oregon state line, but down towards Chehalis, moving a little farther towards the north there as you get closer to areas such as Olympia. You might see a better chance of some sprinkles there, but large in part, many spots right now are pretty quiet and dry. There's our system that's going to be heading in the Gulf of Alaska. That will be heading our way. We got more lined up to help to keep this active period going through the weekend and into next work week, as high pressure stays pretty parked across parts of the central Pacific there, down closer to Hawaii. Now, as we look at Futurecast, you'll see through the night, there's not much really happening for us. We got the cloudy skies hanging on, and then we head into early tomorrow morning, and this is as of about 2 to 3 o'clock. We start to see some of those showers arriving. Those are going to be with us quickly in and out of here, though, and then we head into the day on Friday, and we'll see increasing chances of rain, which I think it's more so late morning into the early afternoon that we have the higher chances of that rain being around, and that's going to keep with us as we head on into the evening and the nighttime hours, too. For Saturday, here we go. You can start to see there are some showers in place, and we keep them around from time to time, too, but they're not going to be too widespread or too heavy. So as I mentioned before, we are going to have rain around here over the next 3 days. We're just not going to have too long periods of rain. And we're not talking about washouts of days. We're talking about generally some heavier pockets of rain moving on through from time to time, and then some dry times to go along with that. A sunbreak or two to go along also with that as well. But I think generally we're going to keep things pretty quiet and not as soaking wet. Now, by the time we do head on into Saturday night and into Sunday, this is going to be part of this cooler air mass that's going to arrive. That's going to help to produce some heavier pockets of rain, and then at the same time, too, you're starting to see a little more of that snow beginning to break out across the Cascades. We get a little during that round as that pushes on through, and then we get better chances as we head on into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as snow levels are going to be down closer to around 1,500 feet. And again, I mentioned before that those snow levels will be low enough that maybe some foothill communities could see some snowflakes beginning to find their way into those communities. As we look at that again, you can see the atmospheric river moisture, line of rain heading right into Vancouver Island and across parts of western Washington into the day on Sunday as that front pushes on through. But then just to our north is the next system, and that's going to be heading southward and eventually helping to produce more mountain snow. You can see all that blue beginning to pop up across parts of the Cascades. The Olympics too are trying to get in on the action at the same time as well, but it's really good to see at least this initial wave starting to break out here as we head on into Monday. So that's round one, what you're going to see as we head on into Monday evening. That's 7 o'clock at night there. And then throughout the nighttime hours, seeing a bit of an enhancement heading into early Tuesday morning where we get this system to come in with its moisture. And you can see that there's quite a bit of that moisture around to play with. And the colder air in place too kind of really helps us out there across the Olympics, getting a little snow, even kind of low enough. Again, foothill communities there around the Olympics could see some of that in the form of snow. And then, seeing a lot of snow across the Cascades, but right there near areas around Puget Sound, we're talking about all in the form of rain. You can definitely tell that green is popping up just a bit more right there. So I'm not too concerned about snow being a big impact at all for any of us in the lowlands. Not so Monday or either into Tuesday. We're going to keep things relatively mild and warm enough that we're going to keep things in the form of rain at that point. Could there be a few spots again in the foothills? Could see some mixing at times, a little if any accumulation though when it comes to that. And the big story will continue to be packing on more of that snow in the mountains. So as we continue on, again, this is Tuesday morning. We're seeing more of that snow breaking out. We go into Tuesday night and into early Wednesday, and you can see kind of more the same theme for us. We're keeping that going here as far as the snow into the mountains, and more of that to come even into Thursday as well. So this is going to be a really good shot and a really good opportunity of seeing multiple rounds of mountain snow all the way through the end of next work week. That's Friday. We're still going with it right then at that point, and then that will start to move on out of here, and maybe we start to see things quiet down a little bit heading on into the following weekend. Through Sunday, you can see the amounts of snow we're talking about between about maybe 1 inch to 3 around Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, Crystal Mountain. Higher elevated areas like Mount Baker, Paradise, maybe a little more, and then convergence zone activity maybe helping us out just a bit more around Stevens Pass. Now, that Sunday afternoon, here comes the big push of cold air and how things really change quite a bit from Sunday night and into the day on Wednesday, and maybe even going into early Thursday morning. You can see until 11 p.m. on Wednesday, you start to add on quite a bit here. You're talking feet of snow at this point, 1 to possibly 2 feet of snow, even closing in on maybe another foot or at least a half a foot at that point on top of what we get here through the weekend and into the very early part of Monday. So really good news when it comes to that. This will only be the beginning, won't be enough to really bring us back up closer to normal as far as our snowpack, but this is only again until Wednesday. We still have more opportunities too, it looks like, into Thursday and Friday. All right, your forecast here as we head on into tonight. Low to mid 40s. Going to be turning a bit wet too throughout the night and into the day for tomorrow, when we do expect to see more of that rain in the forecast. We'll have highs in the upper 40s up this way around Blaine and in Bellingham, Morgan Island up to 48. Lower 50s closer to Arlington, Monroe up to 49 degrees. Gold Bar, same number there. Clinton topping off at 50. We'll see a high of 51 around Kingston, 51 in Seattle, and in Renton. Auburn up to 51. 52 for Tacoma. We'll see highs in the low 50s around Olympia and in Tenino. Yelm up to 51 degrees. Belfair up to 50. We'll see more low 50s as you head farther south along I-5 here. Centralia down to Longview, out towards the coast too, seeing more of those low 50s out there. And then it looks like maybe the upper 40s around Lake Crescent. Port Angeles up to 50 degrees. Sequim hitting a high of 50. Your forecast here, next 7-day stretch. Definitely going to be wet, and we still keep some showers around. And after expecting to see few off and on showers and periods of heavy rain Friday through Sunday, it's really Sunday evening and Sunday night into early next work week that we have the majority of the rain coming here for us in the lowlands and the majority of that mountain snow. That's going to be around for us heading on into that point. So if you're really one of those big time skiers and snowboarders, I know you're already licking your chops at that forecast. All right, everyone. Well, make sure that you enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. If you have the clear skies, enjoy the dry conditions here into the first part of the night, and make sure to have the rain gear ready as you head into the final part of your work week heading into Friday. I'll talk to you soon.